Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
The Porcupine with Adam Nutter.
Yo, what's up, brother and sister bears? Welcome to another edition of The Porcupine. I am Adam Nutter, but you guys know that. Thanks for checking me out, as always. Again, real quick, just to get some house cleaning out of the way. Follow me at Adam Nutter and all the stuff. Thank you for doing that. If you aren't, do it. Please grow my Twitter. I'm so close to 2,000. So close. Get me there. Follow me again at Adam Nutter and all the stuff. Subscribe to YouTube if you're not watching this on fucking Facebook or Twitter or whatever the fuck else. I don't know. Just go to YouTube and subscribe. YouTube.com/Adam Nutter. Shannon, I agree. Let's hope Dan Smott stuffs that live chat. He's really good at roasting me. So no Dan. We stay away from Dan here. Go buy a shirt, everybody. Go buy a shirt. Droptent.com/store. Again, you got your porcupine white shirts. You got your black shirts. You got your artwork by Top Lobster, Disobey Your Local Nutter shirt. Go get him. Also, there's Drop Tent shirts, like hoodies and stuff you guys want, because it's still fucking like 2 degrees outside. You know, it's essentially April. That's crazy. This weather's fucking shit. If you live anywhere that's not warm, like we're fucking up. Straight fucking. Oh, fucking Dan's here. Damn it. No. Fucking, I will say Tim Burton, bitch. All right, we'll bring that up later. We'll bring that up. It's fine. Everybody first, go listen to Cult of Us. My other podcast and everything else, droptent.com. Okay, good. Excuse me. My guest for this evening is the wonderful, the amazing, the also very handsome Mr. Tyler Janke from the Podcast Review. What's up, man?
Well, I'm an old man, and I'm sorry. I'm glad we're already talking about the weather. It's perfect. So it's right my alley.
No, it's old man talk for sure, but it's really not when it's like fucking April and it's. I look at my phone right now. I took my dog out and it said feels like 18 degrees, and I was like, it's Pennsylvania. I live like right outside of Philly. I don't live in Siberia. It's crazy.
I grew up in the Northwest, and then I lived in Colorado for several years. So I mean, cold weather is not abnormal to me. I just don't prefer it anymore. So it's raining here today, and it's 60 degrees and rainy. So I'm bundled up. So it's all relative,
Yeah, is it?
I don't know.
No, it definitely is. I just hate this weather. I just keep looking at my wife. I'm like, we don't have to live here. We could move. We could go anywhere we want. Like we don't have to stay here. I just keep thinking about going to Florida. How awesome Florida would be, but alas, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, my daughter just she's 17. Spring break, she went with her friend and their family they flew into New Orleans, and then they drove over to Florida, and she loved it. And we're in California, and so where would you move? I mean, your wife has probably a good job there, and I don't know.
She does, but it's like she can move though. Like right. She can move. Like it's like it's like she's a teacher, so it's like if she just throws her resume out in Florida, and like I'm a comic, I could do anything.
Right.
Like I could be anywhere. But Tyler, for everybody who doesn't know you, please tell everybody where they could find you, or like what you got, like your actual podcast and all that stuff, all that great stuff.
I am Tyler Janke, and TYLER. You can see it on the screen there. That's my Twitter. That's probably the best place to find me. And I have a Libertarian Podcast Review. I do reviews of shows. Dan Smott, I think we've done a few clips of him already, and you've been featured on a few, I think, as well. And that's just kind of my gig. I'm an attorney in California. I'm kind of getting involved in libertarian stuff and libertarian adjacent. So it's not just solely libertarian, but it's anything kind of around that. And so I review shows, I review clips, and then the main idea is to bring guests on and by the way, this is probably the best time I'm doing. And you came on the inaugural one, which was the Kill Tony type of idea, Kill Liberty podcast. And so I'm going to try to do that maybe once a month. So people maybe check out my last episode of that, see what you think, and then sign up for the next one.
Yeah, no, that was fun as hell, dude. Like they just come on the show and just talk about anything you could do. And again, I picked my favorite topic of all time, which is I think I could kill a cheetah, right. Which I do think I could do.
I don't think you can.
I can. No, I can.
So what we're going to do is at some point we're going to a small cheetah. Okay.
No, they are small. They're small.
I need to know, are they?
I
Okay.
told you, I did the
I
research.
know you told me.
40, the average cheetah is 40 to 45 pounds.
Okay, that's my dog. Okay.
Also, you're not forgetting all the facts I laid out.
I did.
They're not aggressive towards people.
You said
So I
maybe
have
with
that
a
going
knife.
towards me, right? There's zero ever recorded attacks. I think the only ever recorded cheetah attacks on people, there's like 3 of them, and they were all like from zoos. So they're all like cheetahs were like, fuck this shit. There's no
Right.
recorded. No, like they say like killer whales, they don't attack people in the wild. It's the same thing with
Right.
cheetahs. Cheetahs and killer whales have the same thing in common. That's all I'm gonna say.
So I've had so we have chickens in backyard, and we're kind of in a little town, but yet there's like bobcats come over, and I've shot at them. I have a video, and I'll send it to you maybe. And you say the same thing. Oh, they don't attack humans unless they have rabies. So how about a rabid cheetah?
Okay. Well, first of all, rabbit cheetah, I feel like would be a cheetah on cocaine, and he would just be so fast. Like I don't know, I don't
Right.
understand science
Right.
or how rabies really works, but I feel like in cartoon knowledge, rabies
Right.
makes you fucking like cocaine, right?
Yeah. I think
So I
so.
don't know. I don't know. I think I have a hard time, but I
Right.
still think I could do it because you're small.
Catnip, maybe. I don't know.
I gotta drug it.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is just like Cole saying he could dunk. Let's just put it out there. Let's have you prove your theory, and I'm willing to watch it.
Dude, yeah. See, here's the thing. I don't want to have to kill a cheetah. I love animals, right? But
Okay.
you guys are gonna make me kill a cheetah, and
This
that's your fault.
This is going to be your defense to like World Wildlife Federation or something like. Look, I really had no choice. I was basically Will Smith put in this position, right? I had to take it on.
You guys kept calling my bluff. I had to prove my alphaness. I had to kill this cheetah in cold blood. It's your fault.
Right.
And you're going to be the first one I'm going to blame. Like Tyler was the one who pushed me over the edge for this cheetah murder.
Yeah.
But there's not something you think that there's not some extraordinary feat of strength you think you could do that you could fucking.
I've been my wife's repainting our cabinets and stuff, and sometimes I feel like a man, just some of the things. Oh, her father-in-law, my father-in-law, just yesterday fell down. He's not doing well. They call me over. I lifted him up. It seemed like a superhuman strength thing I did because a bunch of women can't. So is there something? I don't know. I've never thought really about that. I mean, yes, the retard strength or something where you have to lift a car off. Oh, I do have one. So it was a story. I was in college. I was trying to date this girl. It wasn't going well, but I was putting all the moves on I could. And it was dark. It was in the middle of winter, and I went to help her. She got a flat tire, and I'm like, hey, there you go. You can help her change her flat tire. And she had an old VW Bug. Okay, and if you ever change those things or seeing them, the tires, they like slope in when they get lifted. So we jacked this thing up and had a built-in jack on it because it's an old VW Bug. It's a piece of shit. And I jack it up. She puts her arm in there, and the jack breaks. So her arm's on the tire, and the wheel well comes down and just snaps it. And I lifted it up. Remember, the engine's in the back. I lifted it up. She pulled her arm off. I finished the tire change as someone took her to the hospital. And by the way, I never did close the deal.
Oh man, that's called getting cucked, which we all just saw it happen about that last night.
Right. I almost wish that it had been my arm in there at some point. I was like,
yeah, you got mom on baby strength. Like mom, like a car fell on a baby, mom strength.
Right.
You just had to fucking like lift it up. Then you're like, this is for pussy, and then like you still didn't get laid. And you're like, fuck. That's the point.
Yeah, it was the worst of all. I mean, yeah, couldn't have gotten
I have the complete opposite story of that. Back when I was like in my early 20s and still a complete garbage human being with women, like just complete, just do not respect him. It's just one night stands, like complete asshole. I hooked up with this chick like twice maybe. And she calls me one time, like in a panic, and she's like, "My car broke down, like my tire popped on the highway. Can you like come help me? I have no one to get me." I was like, "Nah."
You're at this point. I've already done that. Been there. No, was it? What's that say about her? She's like, I guess I really wasn't worth it.
Yeah, no, you clearly were, but like, no, you you were just there to physically service her needs, but not like her, not her like physical sexual needs, just her physical needs. Like, hey, lift my car off me, change my tire, do this, fight that guy.
It's amazing when you find, and you're married and probably happy as well. When you find that right person, the things you'll do, you'll do. So before I met my wife, where she lives, it's a little bit further, I don't know, 20 minutes from where I was at the time. And I would dated a girl that was out here, and I was just like, it's not worth the drive. It's just so far. And then when I started dating her, I'm like, well, of course, it's just 20 minutes. It's just stupid things like that you'll do for someone that isn't annoying, I guess.
Yeah, no, yeah, right. Yeah, it's true. No, I was also garbage. Adam now at 35, even like I would just help that person because it's like the right thing to do.
Right.
But like 22-year-old, I was like, I already had sex with you. Why would I go out of my way to help you? Yeah, I
Right.
was a real piece of shit. I don't know. Yeah, I should have been stabbed and shot so many times. It was fucking like chicks.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have one, but not with my
Okay.
wife. Yeah.
So, I mean, how old? Do you mind? Is this too personal?
Actually, his birthday is today, 11.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, no. So you said, so, there's now you're a father and you're like, okay, it's, what do you think about situations like that where you're like, I don't want my son to be a creep, right? You want to teach him and have him, but yet you're like, you came through those experiences. Okay. So what's your
Yeah.
plan going forward
What's
here, Adam?
okay to you? What is okay to me to you?
I don't know.
Because like I don't know, like I've talked about this on the podcast, like not on this podcast, but on the Cult of Us before, and like I talked about it with my wife even and stuff like that. Like I regret like living like that lifestyle,
Yeah.
like for sure. Like when you're younger, it's like, do I fucking crush puss? Like it's like the shit, like it's like the cool
Right.
thing to talk about with your boys and stuff like that. Like what's your number? Oh, okay, what's this? But when you're older, you're like, oh, I meant nothing, and it was, and like all it did was ruin anything meaningful ever in my life, like
Right.
down the road. But like I don't watch porn anymore. I haven't in a while because it's bad, I think, for your brain.
Yeah.
And like people, and like, like again, I'm in comedy, so like a lot of my friends are like fucking lefties. And they're like, no, it's fucking not. It's like, I'm like, no, it is bad for you. Like, it is bad. I'm like, also, stop celebrating this. It shouldn't be celebrated either. Like, I don't know. I just can't. I like 25-year-old Adam compared to 35-year-old Adam is not a dude. I'm like a snake. I shed my skin, dude. Like, it's like I'm not even the same fucking person.
But that's good, right? I mean,
Oh, for sure.
in the porn warping your brain type of thing. I mean, I always remember that Friends episode where they get free porn, and then suddenly, someone comes and delivers a pizza, and they're all amazed. Wait, she delivered a pizza, yet she's not interested. She's not going to just sleep with us, They're so ingrained in these little scenarios of like everything just happens like porn. It doesn't. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, but like when you're younger, like you do think that you're like, yo, this is just like I'm gonna get fucked, and you're like, you're not. Like it's never
yeah.
that scenario, like ever, like very rarely has it ever been.
Yeah, it's like, oh, when I get married, it's going to be on all the time, and then you're like, well, you got to go to work and you build your T cells back up or whatever. So.
I did just come back from the Delaware convention, which was fun as fuck. And Dan's in this chat, I think, so I'll bring it up. But fuck, Dave, chill. Don't keep telling me to tell every time Dave Brady just pops my fees, like tell a joke, like pay me. I'll fucking tell a joke.
Yeah.
But no, Delaware.
Why doesn't he tell a joke?
Yeah, you tell a joke, David Brady. Fuck.
I'll tell one. David Brady. There's my joke.
But I love Dan Smots. For everybody out there who doesn't know him, obviously you guys, if you guys know me, you guys for sure know Dan Smots. But Dan and I like to fuck with each other online a lot via just roasting each other, and Dan is way better at it than I am.
Wow.
He gets his digs in better. I don't know, they hurt more. So I was like, all right. But obviously he spoke at the actual convention, and I only did comedy at the end. So Dan goes up, Scott goes up. Which, by the way, this is also a very funny story. This is like an hour and a half from my house. All right, in Delaware. I'm in PA.
Yeah.
Michael Heiss calls me at like 5. He's like, hey man, where are you? I'm like, on the way now. We're leaving. He's like, cool. Let me get here. I'm like, all right. He's like, Scott Horton's getting on right now. He should be done by the time you're here. And then like there was gonna eat, and then you guys go up, I think. I'm like, all right, cool. Hour and 40-minute drive, hour and a half drive. We get down there, park the car. I get out. I'm walking like up the building. I'm hearing like a microphone.
I know what's going on.
And I'm like, is that fucking Scott? And I walk in, and he's just still talking. And then I was there for an extra half hour, and he was still talking. He talked for over 2 hours plus. It was crazy. I don't know how the fuck he could do that. It's insane. And like everything he's saying is like interesting and great, but just like, how can you physically talk this? Like, I can't even talk this like it's so fucking long. But then so we get there, Scott gets off, everybody eats, and then Dan Smots comes up to me. And it's the first time I ever met Dan in person. So I'm taller than him, by the way.
Of course.
So Dan, I hug each other. He's like, hey man, what's going on? I was like, oh, it was good to see you. He's like, yeah. He's like, I roasted you on my speech. He's like, I figured you would. He's like, just I want you to know ahead of time. I'm like, all right. So I was like, all right, I know this now. So I'm like, I have to roast Dan somehow. Like, I have to do it somehow. So this is what I came up with on the spot. But of course, fucking Dan turns it around on me in his fucking way Dan does. So let's watch Dan roast Adam because, fuck me, right? Shout out Dan Spots. Dan Spots in the house. Or he leaves too. There he is, Dan. Dan looks like if Tim Burton drew a libertarian. That's what Dan Spots looks like.
Oh, wow.
Dan Spots.
Just smack the shit out of me, Joe.
Keep Tim Burton's name out your fucking mouth.
He's the guy. I don't want to go against him ever. Dan, you're the greatest.
Right? It's like, I can't not because of who I am, because I'm a comic. Like, well, I have to keep going, even though I'm going to lose this battle. Let's keep going. Yeah, Dan's man. Shout out Dan Spots. But yeah, the Delaware convention was fucking wild because like Will McVeigh and all those guys like just did their own convention. They threw like a parallel convention to like the Delaware convention, and then apparently they got kicked out of the party anyway. So
I don't. Is that similar to? Was that like kind of what happened last year? Yeah, it was Grey Wind Nutters, where Dave Smith just did a separate one. Who's I don't know the Will guy you're talking about. Is he an outcast?
Will McVeigh he's the Delaware dude who overthrew like the Delaware party. Remember, like they had to do the whole. Yeah, he's like him and his fat cohort. Whatever. Yeah. He's fat. They both try to overthrow it and stuff like that.
So he got kicked out then?
Yeah, I believe so. It's funny because his dad hates him, and his dad was at the convention I was at, and like his dad roasted him on Twitter and shit. Like, he calls him like a loser and stuff. I'm like, how funny is that? It's so fucking funny.
That's great. So how was that convention? I went to the California one, and it was cool seeing everybody. I mean, libertarians get a bad rap because they can be odd, right? And I felt that the Mises Caucus ones were less that likely. I mean, they're cool people. So, and then some not, but you know how it is.
Yeah, but that's anybody or any group of people. Like, but I've never really run into any I do a lot of these events, and I've never run into like a Mises Caucus person so far. I mean, this might be biased because I am one, but like who's been like a straight dick. You know what I'm saying? But I've run into 1,000 cathedral people who've been straight dicks to me just because of who I am. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they can say the same thing about us. Whatever. I don't really give a shit.
No,
but it is weird though how like, all right, this does play. This all right. I'll tie it in together. So obviously the Will Smith Chris Rock thing happened last night in the Oscars, which is funny for sure, hilarious. But like Chris Rock made a very light joke. It wasn't even that hard at all. And Will Smith like assaulted him straight up, right?
And battery.
Yeah, which is whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, it's a slap. Like, who cares? But like the fact is, like, he still hit him over words. And this is all I kept thinking of. Like, all this shit is like, for sure, if I was Chris Rock, I'm ripping off my tux and fighting Will Smith.
Right.
There's I don't get like, especially like, dude, you're Chris Rock. I don't think he needs the money. I'm pretty sure. Or like he is literally like peak Hollywood. Like he's made it. Like he could do whatever he wants. He's Chris Rock.
Which is why he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like if for him to think like, oh, I should hold off for what? Like, I don't see the reason to, unless he was afraid to get beat up by Will Smith, or like, I really professionalism, dude. Dude. Yes, there's a degree for professionalism as a comic for sure, but like, not that. Like, if you get bitch slapped by another man on national television live, dude, you gotta fucking. Like I said, I tweeted out like you gotta like bicycle kick him, dude. You can't just fucking let him walk away.
I've been excited to talk to you about this all day. You're a comedian, so. I mean, you've got skills, right? And his skills, and you just look at him, Chris Rock's probably aren't fighting, but it's his tongue and his ability to be witty. And I think he held it. I think he started to say something like, I could, and then he just said, wow, this is a crazy night of TV. And I feel like he was, I don't know, under some sort of internal pressure not to make, because that then an instant, what would you do as a comedian, right? You may not fight him, but you're going to just like it's crowd work. It's the heckler in the stands. And and what is the easiest low hanging fruit? Anybody on Twitter could have gone, I think Clint said something about it. Like, you keep my wife's words out or your name out of your mouth, but everyone's dick is in it or something like this.
So, well, here's the thing.
But then that's why I think it was a surprise and it wasn't staged.
Oh, I don't think it was staged. No, because Chris Rock's, again, I've been in the MMA world for a while. I used to fight, I used to train. It's like you can't fake getting hit. But you gotta get you get hit. Like I know it looks like to get hit, and he got hit. Like his reaction to getting hit was too genuine to. Like I said, if that was fake, then hand all the Oscars to Chris Rock because that's crazy good acting. But like here's the thing: he wasn't just a heckler, right? He was he physically came at Chris Rock. So if you're asking me, like, if I'm on that stage, or just fuck the Oscars, if I'm on just the stage, and I'm like, I can't wait for G.I. Jane 2 to come out, and then this guy starts walking up. First of all, okay, well, this is different too. All right, this is interesting. I'll break this down too. If I'm just at a club or like at a venue and it's not the Oscars and someone starts to get up, I know that guy's coming to fight me right away. There's no like, what's going on here? If you are, you're retarded. Like if that's going through your mind. No. It's straight up like, oh, this is the fight now. I have to stop this guy from even getting up here. So now I'm on the offensive. But for Chris Rock's defense, he's on the Oscars.
Right.
There's no way in him. That was the last thing he thought Will Smith was going to do.
We could see his reaction is like, oh, look at this. He's like, oh, some funny little confrontation. And
right. I bet first, this is probably what went through his mind. I roasted. Oh, look, Will's laughing. Oh, weird. He's getting up now. Now my mind's going, okay, well, I know this isn't part of the performance because I would have been told. Right. So, I guess you just come and do an improv, like bust my balls sketch thing. And then as soon as, and also his hands were behind his back.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And I wouldn't have been ready. Again, in that scenario, I wouldn't have been ready for him to hit me either. Right. So I would have been way not prepared.
What if it's Dan Smott's walking up to you, though? You know him.
I fucking sweet chin music Dan and his dumb jawline, and I knock him off the fucking stage.
So we got that established.
No, but like, as soon as I got hit, I'm like, okay. Like, I'm ripping my tie off and I'm fighting you. Like, we're done. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're going to commercial break here. Like, we're done.
Do you wear a tie when you do comedy?
I'm going to start just in case. So it'll look fucking sick.
As I rip it off. Too.
Yeah, which is way not as cool. As
but at least you want to get it stuck. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to divert you there.
No, but like, I'm immediately fighting him, right? Yeah. Immediately fighting him. I don't give a fuck about the Oscars. I don't give a fuck about who's in the audience. First of all, even if you know it's going to get broken up, at least it looked like you were going to go for it. And then no one could call you a pussy. Because even though Chris Rock did nothing wrong, you look like a bitch. You just do. Like, sorry, that is not your fault. You got thrown in that scenario. Like, he clearly took his 1.5 year cuckoldery out on Chris Rock, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Clear as day. That's what happened. Like, he was like, this is the guy I'm going to take it out to.
This is what I tweeted. And this is my first reaction was he has no clue. And it's been swirling for years that he's been with Jada and he's been the bitch in this relationship. He has no clue how to show respect or to defend his wife's honor. So he suddenly is like, oh, wait. This is what you do. You walk up there and you slap this guy. And it's like, no, dude, most of us, our wives aren't in that position. So, your wife can cheat, but then you don't go on TV and talk about it and
drag you on a YouTube video.
Right, have your son in a dress and all these things. So when those things happen, you're so displaced. You've watched movies. This is what happens. I go and I'm going to defend her. No, you don't do it up there. You actually make yourself look worse.
Yeah, well, no, it's funny. It's like ever since that cuckold video, I started losing respect for Will Smith. I used to love Will Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith. I was like, this guy could do no wrong. And then that, I was like, okay. And then this, I was like, oh, dude, you're a real fucking pussy, dude. Like first of all, because like I'm a psycho myself, right? And
sure.
Like I understand like harsh, quick reactions. I do that, okay? And like I am very defensive of my wife too. But I understand nuance, right? So like if Chris Rock came out and unprovoked was like, you fucking your wife's a whore.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Dude, and he got up and hit him. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I totally get it. Cause that's not like jokes out, like fuck again, because like again, we're all men first and then everything else second. So it was like, yeah, I get that. But to be like G.I. Jane 2, we're at the Oscars, like that's such and like, and people like alopecia, shut the fuck up.
Right.
It's not cancer. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
She cheated on it's and it wasn't even like, and that's the thing. It could have been a shot at that shit, and it was a shot at G.I. Jane 2. Hey, what are we talking about? That's the lowest roast of all time, right? Right. It was so yeah. So I would have laughed and been like, it's fucking funny. Yeah, you bald idiot, like whatever, like just. But yeah, no, if he came out and was like, you fucking dumb whore, like yeah, I would have been out and fucking punched Chris Rock in the face for sure. Because I'm a psycho too. But like, that wasn't it at all. It was just so over the top, like we just said. Like, I have to reclaim my alpha honor now. Like, why don't you go slap her for fucking doing that to you? Why don't you go fucking slap the kid who fucking fucked your friend?
Well, that kid said he got his approval.
Bullshit.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's got that entitled mentality, and this was like the reaction is almost like he's acting like his parents went away for a week's vacation. Is that I'm trying to use my Fresh Prince? Sorry, bad joke. Don't say silent.
I was smoking weed. Sorry, which is very important on this show.
No, but I look, the whole thing is just odd. And by the way, people are saying that it's fake. My take on that is no. For one, Chris Rock would have to agree to, okay, wait, you're going to come up, you're going to slap me, and then I'm just going to take it and not say anything back. Sure, I'm down for that. That's almost worse than what Will did.
Yeah, it just objectively looks bad on both of them, but for very different reasons. Like again, I don't think Chris Rock said or did anything wrong besides not reacting.
Well, okay, so alopecia, it's not cancer, it's not anything, but let's say you've got a droopy eye or something, an actress out there or something like that. Is he, are you going to make fun of it like that? I mean.
Okay, so it's pretty funny, David. Still not as bad as his performance in Bright. True, that was a pretty bad movie. But like, okay, so nothing's off limits, right? In comedy, nothing. And anything's make funnable. Make funnyable. I don't know. Make funnable. Like cancer included, suicide, murder. Like it's all could be funny, right? And because here's the thing, though, and this is what I find annoying about reactionary joke people, is, I can make 1,000 suicide jokes in the world, let's say, and this guy might find it hilarious, right? But then I make one cancer joke. He's like, "Hey, man, my mom died of cancer. You can't say that shit." It's like, oh, ho. You were laughing your ass off at the suicide shit.
Unless, what if his mom's died, of cancer?
Then I say it more to prove a point.
Okay, well, I want to hug you right now.
No, but like, see, my point is like, like you can't either. You're cool with it all, and like, if I understand not liking something you hear, I totally get that. Like, I'm not a pussy, but like, I understand not liking something you hear. But the what you do for that is you either A, shut the fuck up, or B, you quietly leave the room, right? You don't fucking just interrupt the show or like be like, cancel Twitter, cancel. It's like, no. Because everybody has something that hits close to home. Everybody. Like I have friends who killed themselves. I have friends, family who died of cancer. We're all, if you live life and you're past 25, 30, like, you've had shit happen to you. Like, we've all had shit happen to us, dude. So like, I could name anything that could be offensive to us or you or myself that, but like, it's like, nah, dude, that's not how it works. It's like, it's just jokes and it's humor and it just is what it is. And it's like, if you don't like it, just move on to the next thing. Don't just react and fucking harp on it. Cause you're a hypocrite.
Okay. So let's step into the next realm situation, which is you're sitting there. It's someone you kind of know, kind of like them, and he is taking shots at your wife. Now, you're okay because you're a comedian, but your wife is. Do you just wait to take the brunt when you get home, or do you actually?
Good question.
Yeah. Or
Good question. Yeah. I think again, it's situational. Like, what are the jokes, right? Like, is it like, oh man, you fucking shoes are stupid? It's like, no, it's like, I'm going to jump in on those jokes, right? Like, your shoe, because those are superficial and they mean nothing. And I'm a comic and roasting is a form of love to me. and I roast my wife and she hates it, but like I do it because I care. Like it just is what it is. Like,
and Will could have come back and just done nothing, and then when his acceptance speech, he could have roasted Chris Rock if he wanted to.
yeah, 100%. But like, if people are calling my wife like a fucking whore, or like, then it's like, hey man, do I have to fight you right now? Like that's not a like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's nuance to everything. Like, but if it's ball, I know what ball busting is. I'm around it. I grew up in the '90s, so I grew up with real ball busting, not fake new ball busting. Like, where it was like, what's fake and not. And yeah, no, it's situational. Everything's situational. I think pretty much is what that comes down to. But yeah, that's ridiculous. And also then like he won the award afterwards.
And then his speech then was almost worse. I almost kind of wonder about even the Academy. Someone does that about, do you even go, you're going home. You're not even going to be able to accept the award tonight if you're here. I mean,
dude, Hollywood's so liberally cucked. Come on.
I know. This
is how I want to tie this in, by the way. So I won't say who it was on Twitter I was having a conversation with, but I tweeted the joke, that stupid not Kanye, Will, Chris Rock's joke, whatever. And one of the Cathedral guys, Lolberg guys, was like, well, what Chris Rock did was just incredibly wrong. And like, I was like, oh, hold on. So now it's okay to hit for words.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting how that works, huh? Like he was like justifying Will Smith's actions, and I was like, no, because if that's the case, then I should line you guys up and knock you all the fuck out because of what you guys say to us online.
Right.
Right.
Well, this goes back to the whole, you saw this, Shia LaBeouf, was it him? Or it's one of those guys that hit Jared, not him, he didn't do it, but it was okay to hit a Nazi. It was back in that Jared Taylor. Yeah.
Sure.
So, people are doing that, and it's because at some point, when you say something so vile, these people really have no defense because their thoughts are so bad. So it kind of goes in line with this. Well, you took a verbal shot at my wife, therefore I'm in the right to go and do this to you. Those people are idiots. And by the way, I know Chris Rock said, I'm not going to press charges, but that doesn't matter. That's just to clear this out. This is one of my legal issues. It's not up to you. It's the DA that can do that. You're not the DA. You don't get it. Are you going to be a corroborating witness? Well, we all saw it on TV, so this would be an easy thing to do.
But
now, am I justifying?
But for something like that, it's not to cut you off because this is a lawyer question, which you are. So like
right.
But like, okay, I first of all, it was a slap, which I know New York is her harassment. It's a violation. It's not even a misdemeanor or a slap. An open palm, an open hand hit is a violation. It's like, I think the only way for it to be arrestable is like in the presence of a police officer, and then the gay also have to press charges. Like it's like so many, it's like it's a slap, like spitting also. And this is New York City. I know it's different than in LA. Oh, this happened. Was this in Chicago? No, this is LA, right?
Pretty sure it was LA.
Okay. So my question is though, like, let's say Chris Rock's like, I don't want to press charges. Okay, cool. DA goes, oh, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
fine. Right? That's fine. But Chris Rock's like, I still don't want to press charges. He's like, oh, I'm going to push through it. How far would the DA get possibly without Chris Rock being like, no? And like everybody like, no. Like how far would you have to push it? Like for it to really go somewhere? Like it's, I feel like it would get dropped way before that.
Well, you have these situations all the time with domestic violence as an example. Hey, someone doesn't want to do it, but the police came out there, they arrested it. Chick's all, dotted up. She's been hurt.
Right. But
she's not going to testify, but you can still get them. And you just have to present it to a jury of some other way. Hey, here's evidence.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Counterpoint to that is domestic violence is way different than two actors who slapped each other. Like domestic violence leads to like murder a lot of the fucking time.
But it doesn't. You don't just say this one was. So it's an intent crime, right? Which is there's two of them here. You have assault and you have battery. Okay, in California, assault is just the apprehension. So if he went to hit him and he saw this and he flinched, there's assault. Battery
New York's way different. Okay.
Assault. Well, I would have to see it, but because these are kind of anyway. It doesn't matter.
I know it was because I was a cop there.
Well, you're a cop. Battery is actual assault with contact in a sense. So you can actually batter someone. Maybe I'm looking the other direction and you throw a beer bottle out the back of my head and I get hit. Well, I've got battery, but I wasn't under the fear and apprehension of being hit, so I don't have assault.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Okay.
so those are those two ideas. So it definitely can be, and you saw it on TV. How hard would it be to now? Are they going to do that? No, because it's a PR issue. So if you were to do that, let's say you went up on stage, some black comic is saying some things, and you get all mad and you yell the N word and you hit him. They're definitely going to take you in because you're Adam Nutter, but not, I'm just saying it's a political thing. There's no way they're going to can do anything to Wilson, but they could without Chris Rock caring.
Okay, that'd be crazy. That'd be like suicide, though, right? I mean, like,
right. And for all the libertarians out there, I'm not like up in arms about all this stuff. I'm just pointing out all this hypocrisy, all this crazy shit going on. I'm not advocating that the DA step in and do something like this. Although I do have problems when I have, I'm out there defending people that are really having some problems and that haven't done much. And, the DA wants to come after them or, their spouse or what have you. And then you see shit like this and, he'll just walk. That's fine.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Like, right, I never want obviously the police are staying involved, especially in a slap fight. But like, no, you're right. The hypocrisy is crazy because it's Will Smith and Chris Rock.
What if they should do this next one? They're going to have everyone comes in. They're going to get everyone gets like something they hand out to them, an egg, and they open it up at a certain point, and it's going to reveal this. You are the person that's going to attack the speaker tonight. We don't know who it is. And then that person, so it's just going to be random every year. One person is going to attack the Oscars announcer or someone. And I think we'd at least get the views up. And then, look at us. We've been talking for 30 minutes about Will Smith. So I think that's the way we should make it more entertaining.
Because it's easy to talk about. I mean, it just happened. So it's like legitimately super fucking fresh in everybody's fucking mind. Fuck, what else was I going to say? I did want to talk about like a little bit what's going on just in our realm of stuff, like country wise. Biden talking about food shortages. Do you think that's bullshit, or you think there's some fucking real backdoor shenanigans going on that we're actually going to see that soon?
Oh, I could see it. We're going to see it soon. And without, sadly, I listened to Dave Smith's talk about this, and I couldn't agree with him more. That it's all based on COVID. It's based on employment. I'm having trouble. Just the mail here is slow all of a sudden because the postal workers are down. No one wants to work. It's just you're getting free money for things, and then you don't expect that to. I mean, there's micro and macro, economics and things that take a while to affect, right? Oil prices, go up and down, but you do something now, it may not affect it for a few years or whatever later. And we were pumping all this money and propping the interest rates, holding them down. At some point, it's going to start unraveling, and I think that's what you're going to have with the food. This was when it first happened. That was supply chain issues, right, and all these other things that can happen really quick. But you roll it more, and so it's just easy to say it's Russia's fault. I mean,
right? Yeah.
I don't believe that.
No. Well, that's of course bullshit. Yeah, but like I don't know, dude. That gets scary because once people start getting hungry for food and stuff, you get Marie Antoinette.
No, that's a big concern all the way around. I mean, everything we've up until this last bit here, you're just buying stuff. Money's easy, and prices are fairly low, and all of a sudden, they start taking a rise, and then everything's I just filled up my car with gas, $80, 16 gallons. It's everything's going to take a hit. And that affects me. I have my own business, and at some point I need clients to come in and pay and hire me, and that's more and more difficult. The food shortage thing, we at least have a little garden. I don't know. We have some chickens, which we can start mutilating, I guess, for dinner. But yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I do get worried because like this is like I don't know. I'm 35. I feel like I already lived through a lot of stuff like in my life, like major world events,
Yeah.
Literally a bunch of wars, 9/11, like major terrorism attacks, COVID, all this bullshit. And this is like the worst or closest to like not good shit I've ever felt in my life. And I don't know if that's just me being more in tuned or more involved in this world, or I'm right in my feelings, right? Like, do you feel that way, or is that just like me feeling that? I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just like on the edge.
Well, I mean, so I'm older. I've been through a few other situations. the economic downturn in '08 was pretty harsh for me. At the time, I was finishing law school and working in trading and banking. So, I mean, that was my industry. I actually worked for a company that was bought out by BlackRock at the time. So so that was a big deal, right? Banks are going under, people are losing their jobs. It's all of a sudden your house is underwater and all these kind of things. And so that seemed pretty dramatic because, it had been an easy life. And it kind of depends where you are, I think, on your maturity and your life and when these things happen, and they do happen. But this is maybe too quick to kind of happen the same thing that the last one did. Usually you span them out over a few years. So yeah, it's pretty nasty. And I'm very concerned because I have kids going to college now and, going out there, and this COVID thing was obviously insane. And it just feels like no one learns their lesson from any of this. When this first thing happened, my reaction was, this is Greta and Al Gore's wet dream. Everything they're doing for this, they can't wait to do it for. And it seems odd, those two having wet dreams, but I think,
no, it's gross.
works.
It's gross.
Yeah.
It's definitely gross. Sorry, David.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. In fact, my next question's not going to make you feel better. You just said you have young kids going to college. He's also going to college. Are you worried
He's not
about
in college yet?
No, going to, but going.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you worried about the draft stuff?
That's good. That's a good question. It's a little infuriating. I have 2 girls, 2 boys.
Girls don't matter anymore, player. They passed that rule. So,
well, it's exactly. And when they passed that, I was like, that was going to be my point. Was 2 girls, 2 boys. I didn't used to concern myself with it. The first one, had to do the selective service, and the other 2 I'm a little bit concerned. When I was in college, that was first Desert Storm, and that kind of stuff. And I was a little concerned then, but it didn't happen. But yeah, you start mixing it up with Russia and Biden saying we need to take down the regime. Of course, I'm much more concerned than I used to be. I have, nephews, everything, kids on that age. And thank you. Do you have any parents or anybody you knew that got drafted, like Vietnam or anything? I mean, that would be the last one.
My uncle Eddie, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get drafted, so I'm just gonna sign up for the Navy."
Yeah.
So he just kind of avoided it by signing up ahead of time. But I think he would have got called anyway. I believe he would have got picked regardless. So he went to the Navy. I became a dental assistant, avoided all that shit.
Yeah.
And both my grandparents, both my grandfathers, World War II, same thing. They were like, nah, they signed up early. In fact, I think both of them signed up before they were even 18 or 17 years old. Which is crazy. And then voluntarily, fuck, I'm going to fight. And I was like, oh, good for you guys. That is fucking nuts. But no, I don't. My dad was too young for Vietnam. He was just missed the shit. Yeah, no, and I don't know anybody. I have some friends and stuff who fought over overseas, in Iraq and Afghanistan stuff, but not family really.
Yeah, and they would obviously had volunteered,
right? But although 2003 was the Iraq bombings invasion, right? And I was junior in high school, and obviously, you don't know what's going to happen at then. You're like, oh shit, we're going to war right now, and then there was a point of all of our young minds going, oh shit, could we get drafted for this? You don't really know. You're fucking 17. You don't really know, understand everything. But you're just all I know is that's a war for sure, and we're going to it, and we started it, and I don't know if we get drafted now. What happens? Do we have enough guys? Do we have to get? But obviously not.
So 93, I'm in college, and the Desert Storm happens, and I'm watching CNN and all this every day. And there were kids there that all suddenly, they like to do, I want to be a hippie. And so they had music, and they were, blah, blah, blah about the war. And that war was pretty quick. I mean, Kuwait, the whole bit, it was done and over pretty quick. And so I was like, oh, yeah, okay, no draft. So when, the towers go down and then we're going to do this, I'm like, look what just happened. It was pretty basic. We're going to go to this. So I'm watching the shock and awe, the right winger at the time, kind of cheering it on. And then you got 10, 20 years later, and it's still kind of going on. I'm back into that. Hey, this is, we're not, and I'm a different mindset now too. So it was weird, just as you're saying that, how my thoughts were, a little different and a little more apprehension now and concern for my kids. My dad, by the way. So quick, I'll say this. My grandfather, my dad's dad, fought in World War I.
Whoa,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And he was a conscientious objector at the time. And he got arrested and put in Leavenworth and sentenced. And then actually Ronald Reagan, when he was like 80 some years old, whatever that was in the 80s, Ronald Reagan cleared him and gave him an honorable discharge. And it was a pretty cool little thing to happen. So my dad was a late child, born super late in my grandfather's life, missed Vietnam because it started out, hey, we're going to take drafts, but we're not going to take people in college. He was in college. Then we're not going to take ones that are in college and married. He's college and married, and then he with kids, and he had kids. And so he just kept pushing it off. And so he missed it as well, thankfully, because a bunch of his friends and stuff died over there.
Dude, fuck that. I was just reading something, I think, on Twitter about like how they're going to have like if they do a draft, like a thing for like conscientious objectors, like a psychiatrist, something weird. I don't know. I'm fucking this. I should have pulled it. I forgot though. But I'm like, that's why it makes me think, because like, David just said, like right here, he's like, I think we have enough in the service, National Guard. Sadly, that it would not be enough to be we wouldn't need a draft. Like, yeah, probably you are probably right. But it comes down to that thing. It's like, yeah, but I don't trust them and they're evil, right? So it's like, what are their real intentions? And it's like, right. It's weird that it's like, there's no talk of a draft forever. Then all of a sudden, it's like, they start talking draft shit again. Then they passed the law where, now we could draft women, and now they're talking about this conscientious. It's always something new in the news cycle about something related to the draft, which makes you think like, are they gonna fucking do this? Like, are they gonna really fucking do this down the line? Not like tomorrow, but like 3 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they don't need the draft, and then unless they need to start backfilling people in, right? And we've gone, Bosnia, all these wars that we've been doing, it's not in comparison, a huge loss. So they're not really, like 50,000 in Vietnam type of thing. But you're seeing the Russians and the Ukrainians kind of like working their people through the mill. And I don't understand what's going on, so who knows? Who knows, David? We may be saluting you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, get him for us.
Hey, go, David.
Learn Russian for us. See you later.
Right. I mean, how do you feel about Biden's take? I mean, I'm sure we're probably similar in this, but he seems inept. But his, going over to Europe and his take on what he wants to do.
Oh, with the let's overthrow Russia thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we should totally do that. It's a great idea. It works so many times. It's just every time they talk about this, it's like yeah, we know. It's like we know what your move is. We know the agenda. We know. We keep yelling it to the void though. No one else fucking gives a shit. It's like only it seems libertarians are the only ones seems to give a shit about the constant industrial complex of the military and all that bullshit and all the wars and all the constant fighting and no one else cares. Like, well, actually, going back to even the 9/11 shit. Driving home from the convention, I was with Blaze Kagakis, very funny comic, who's my opener. Yeah, we were talking about just war stuff and Ukraine, Russia, and all that bullshit. And I was like, yeah, and 9/11 would have been actually the perfect time for them to employ a draft because of all the patriotism and nationalism that we had. Like, because again, I was a sophomore in high school. I'm from New York City. I'm from Staten Island. Like, it affected me directly, like, as a New Yorker. So I was like a young neocon at that point, right? Like, yeah, like my friends' parents died. Like, all effectively directly by 9/11. Like, and it's like, so we're all like, oh, get whoever, go. Like, let's just kill whoever did this. Like, we have to get, not again, you're 14 years old, not understanding anything about world history or the imperialism of America or the fucking multiple regime changes we've employed. We don't know. You don't know as a 14-year-old from Staten Island. You just like, oh, people attacked us. My friend's parents are dead. We want to go bomb these people who the government is telling us did it, right? And so like they could have easily got us. Easily been like, you want to go get these fucks? And we've been like, yeah, like let's go. And they didn't, which is weird, I guess. If I don't know.
Yeah, I was 30 when that happened, but I probably had a similar attitude. And I remember, cheering on George W. Bush throwing out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
All that stuff, Oh, the libs will finally like him now. Oh boy.
Yeah, shout out Justin. I am the true king of Staten Island. Thank you. Fuck Pete Davidson. Yeah, fuck Pete Davidson. I agree. Couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah. Kim's saying the same thing.
But dude, like I remember like getting like, I will say this though, Bush is obviously a piece of shit and should rot in hell. Yeah. But that speech he gave like on the site, off the cuff was pretty good. It was a pretty good speech. It was a pretty good inspirational speech. It was a very Independence Day like.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, which I appreciate. I'm a sucker for that. Yeah. Even though it was all like them, it was still cool.
They don't get banned off there. David says, "Help me be my lawyer and help me evade the draft." Okay, well, head to Canada.
Yeah.
Next question.
Although it's like impossible to get into Canada, though. It's like so hard.
Yeah, it's true.
Also, I bet if there was a draft, they would fucking stop you at the border this time because Canada's fucking full blown Nazi now themselves.
That's true. I don't know. Mexico then maybe.
Oh yeah, true. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. What's the big Mexican battalion that's saved the day at D-Day? There isn't one.
Oh, I thought you just were giving me some super hardcore knowledge. I did not know. I was like, I don't know. Was there?
No, I think it's the last one was, probably the Alamo. What's the joke? All those that can run, jump, and swim are already in the U.S. anyway.
Dominicans.
I don't know.
What's the age of the cutoff for the draft? 26 is the last year. So 27, I guess, is you can't get drafted at 27.
Interesting.
With 26 you can, yeah. It's 18 and 26. Which I feel like I'm surprised it's not more like older than 26, actually. Like I'm surprised it's not like 30.
I don't know. I born in 71. Vietnam War is happening. I don't, growing up, it's pretty new at the time. I remember, hearing stuff about it when I was younger. You've got, so the draft, you talk about the draft. Oh yeah, it's commonplace, but you really start to think about it. Even just going to the military, it's not like a normal job you could just quit. I'm done. Oh no, that's called AWOL. Now you're in prison. And then you get drafted. I mean, that's just, it seems so criminal, but we're all okay with it.
Well, it is criminal. It's like we say, it's slavery, right? It's conscription and all that shit. Yeah, man, it's fucked up. Well, that's why it's like even like the Ukraine shit when you're like 18 to 60, you can't leave the country.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like good luck. It's like fuck.
Would they do better if they had the age like over 70, right? All those people. I mean, you're ruining the best young lives.
Yeah.
Pick the older people, see what happens.
Pick up an AK, tilt it on the window as leverage, and fucking fire away.
They have all the experience anyway.
That's true. Yeah, they probably fought in World War II or fucking or at the end of it. Yeah, or some other crazy Russian conflict.
Korea, probably.
Oh yeah. Dude, what fucking so crazy, dude? Like, just to think that like people just so casually talk about war. Yeah. And how we should just so casually get involved in a war is just, I'm like, oh, you guys have never been in a fight ever. I think that's why you're so quick to say this. Like anybody who talks about violence so easily is either super comfortable with violence or has never encountered violence.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no middle ground. Like, what I'm saying? Like it's because if you've been just a handful of fights in your life, you're like, I'm good. I don't really, that shit sucks. Getting punched and stuff. Okay, well now amplify that to the 1,000,000,000, gajillion, gabillion. Where you getting fucking? Dude, I saw a video of a drone over one of the battles in Ukraine, like small arms fire.
Yeah,
and they disabled a Russian tank.
Yeah,
and this fucking guy is climbing out of the fucking cockpit of the tank, and it's climbing up the back of the tank, and then a fucking like explosive round blows up the whole back of the tank. And I was like, if that guy just went the other way, he would have been fine. Like every little decision, like what I'm saying, like if he went at the front, he would have lived. Because he went the other way, he fucking died. Like it just, and like seeing shit like this, like, oh, you guys are just cool with that just happening, like just so willing to like will America into that. It's like because you're not gonna go fight. That's why, right? It's like anything else. It's like you're not gonna go. And I say this to like my friends who were like, we should do something with Ukraine. I go, oh, you can, because actually no one's stopping you.
You can, yeah.
In fact, they're actually asking people to come help. So you could actually go get a rifle and go on the front lines and fucking fight it off and shoot out with the Russians for the Ukrainian border and Ukrainian people. Go nuts. But to get us involved in money and other troops and stuff is fucking crazy.
Now, if you ever read about like World War I as an example, Americans would go over to France and join up with their Air Force because we didn't have one.
Right.
And so, that was a big deal that they would go and do that. You can do that, people. Just feel free. Foreign Legion. I don't know.
I was gonna say, is it the French Foreign Legion literally a mercenary force?
I think it's French. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Yeah, but anybody could join them, right? It's just a name, right?
I think so.
I think you could join the French Foreign Legion. Like
you have to wear a funny hat, but that's
it sucks. That's lame.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to be a mercenary though. Like to go to like I'm saying, like if I had nothing to live for, And I just wanted some fucking money, and I was like, I'll go to fucking Ukraine and Russia and fucking kill some Russians. That'd be fucking cool. Wear like a fucking cool, dress like a Call of Duty Warzone guy. Like,
Right.
just running around.
Isn't this a movie that probably Stallone and a bunch of these guys are in? I don't know.
Yeah. I would live that fantasy, yeah, and then get wiped off the face. Like, we can see you. You're not camouflaged at all. You're wearing like a skull hoodie.
You talk about seeing the drone and kind of like desensitizing yourself to this. I mean, did you see the video of the kid that fell off of the
Buddy,
thing in
I've
Florida?
seen everything possible ever. I've seen all the worst shit in person. I'm pretty dead inside. But so here's what I have to do now. I have to I don't like watching that stuff though.
Yeah.
I don't like watching it. So like I won't watch it, but I've seen everything. Like, yeah, especially that was a child. I don't want to see a child die.
Yeah.
Like, it's the word. Did you ever see the Russian lathe accident video?
No, I'm not big on these either. Like I avoided the beheading videos and all those kind of things.
Yeah, I've seen all that stuff. Like, I don't want to watch them anymore. Like, I won't. But like, okay, the Russian lathe accident video, dude. Okay, you know what a lathe? I never heard of this machine before. I'm not
like for skimming wood and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lathe machine. It's a
Yeah.
giant piece of machinery.
Oh,
For
yeah.
anybody who doesn't know, it like strips wood essentially, pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
Or metal, whatever the fuck goes in there. It's a big stripping machine. In Russia, CCTV, like a security camera footage, this guy is going to fix the machine, gets his arm stuck, machine turns on, he gets sucked into it, and then gets thrown around the entire factory floor. It just spanned him around at such a velocity where, like, on the machine blades was just like a skin suit because all of his guts and shit were outside of. It was fucking wild, dude. Like, it was disgusting, but it's almost like worth the watch one time because you don't think that could happen to a person.
Right.
It did. It's crazy, but I've seen even in person in my old fucking days of my old job, like crazy shit, dude. Like crazy shit, and you just get used to it. And how you handle it is you just make fucked up jokes about it,
Right.
and so you don't kill yourself.
By the way,
That's
to
how
answer Josh's question in the chat, I think it's centerfold. Did I win anything for that?
You know who else is a big stripping machine? He's gonna say my mom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure. He's gonna say my mom. Yeah.
So on that, I have experience with when I was 1 year old, my sister, I was running away and I could barely run or whatever, but I was standing by the door and she slammed the door and my finger was in there and it cut my finger off. Okay. Thanks, Josh.
You cut your finger off?
Off. Yeah. I don't know if I could show up to the camera. Let's get in here close. They sewed it back on. Okay. But I have 2 fingernails on that one finger. And
It grosses me out. I do get grossed out still, though. Like, even all the fucked up shit I've seen, I still will get grossed out. Like, I'll look at it, but I'll be like, eh.
it's getting better. But then my uncle had got his finger caught in a bread slicer, cut that off. So it's like, like this. My father-in-law was a contractor, my ex-father-in-law, and he had cut one off. My dad cut these 2 off. He was working on his engine, this guy's engine. He was a mechanic, and the guy started the car, and it just hamburgered his finger. And he was actually a baseball pitcher too at the time, so it just kind of ruined his career.
That sucks. Hey man, your family sucks with their fingers. And
well, I was saying, my boys, I'm like, why don't you just pick a finger? We're just gonna lop it off now and make it work.
You should just make them like cast iron gloves, like mittens, and they just have to walk around life like that. This is not anything to do with libertarianism, but it's interesting to talk about. I always said if I had to lose a limb, I'm going legs because no, hear me out.
Okay. Well, you've thought about this like the cheetah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
Leg technology is light years ahead of arm technology.
Okay. I've seen the murderer from.
Thank you. Yes, that was my very point I was going to make. If you didn't say it,
I want to say Prefontaine, but that's not it.
Oscar murderer face.
Oscar
Pistorius.
Saurus. Thank you.
Yeah. Exactly. He has fucking cool robot legs, and he ran the real Olympics, not even the fucking fake ones.
Right.
Paralympics.
Right.
He ran the real one. So, like, I don't know. Arm technology sucks dick. It's like, and like the best one they have, if like the ones that do connect to your fucking nerves, it's like your arm moves like this. It's like, it's like a robot hand. It's like, and it can't. There's no fingers really. It's like almost like this, and it's like, and like it's like oh, grasp this pen. And you're just like.
Right. You don't need like serious feet. You need opposable thumbs, not feet.
Right.
Yeah,
but I can't play video games then. Can
Okay. You say you don't search porn anymore, so you don't have to worry about that either. Yeah, I could get the legs. A friend of mine, he just got he had, I don't know, some problem, and he got his leg cut off at the knee,
Dude.
amputated.
That sucks
And
though.
he is going through. He just got divorced, and then this is happening, and he's going through some. I mean, you can tell, when people are really going through depression on Facebook, as an example. It's like, wow, dude's suffering. So yeah,
The
that's
funny
probably
thing to me is like, wow, he should kill himself, but I feel
all right. This has been an
bad.
uplifting episode. Let's keep it going. By the way, no, I don't remember. Never mind.
Okay. Well, fuck
I had
no,
something and then it just was gone.
yeah.
That's what
Well,
happens at
now
old
I had
age.
something in my brain, then you threw me off by doing that because my dog brain went to like, what were you gonna say? What was your
Yeah,
thing?
it'll come back.
Fuck. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. I don't remember either
Couldn't
now.
shoot his girl without his arms. Okay, so the girlfriend wished that he had chosen the arms
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
the legs. She's like, "Fuck that." Well, she's dead, but
She is. She is dead, and now he's in jail forever. Worst defense ever. He's like, I thought a burglar broke in through my bathroom.
and I kept shooting, and shooting. Crazy shit.
Fucking crazy. Like,
Oh, I know
was
what I
so
was gonna
do.
say,
Oh
and
god.
maybe you'll remember what you're gonna say after this.
Maybe.
So what's worse, having like technologically advanced legs, or the transgender man to female, or trying to a man racing or doing that against females, or a guy that's had like obvious, it's a white guy winning a running race. You're not going to tell me that the legs didn't have an advantage. They were black.
So I have a bro science theory on this,
All right, let's hear
and
that.
I've 0% looked this up. I think that he doesn't get tired like we do, and his legs don't get tired like we do.
Yeah,
because they're not there.
right.
And they were like they were also not there from like the thigh down, right? Like not even like just the knee down. Like they were there from like not a bit. Like he missed he's missing most of his. I'm gonna look him up right now. I think he was missing most of his legs, right? So that makes it more of a robot leg.
I mean, so just to throw my defense of what you're saying, I race bicycles, and I've done that all my life. I was a pro for quite a while. Yeah, your calves, you could cramp up. You can all kinds of fatigue to go through that you didn't have to have.
Oh, so it's kind of like below his knee.
I think that's right. I remember the movie that they.
Oh, they're showing him in court standing there without his fucking things on, and he has little baby legs. It's gross. Ew, I don't look at it anymore.
Couldn't have just used as. Oh, they're probably like, no, that could be used as a weapon or something.
By the way, and this is fucked up, and I'm sorry, but like deformities on people will still make me go like, because not so much as like because of them, because it makes me feel like if that was me, like I definitely wouldn't want that. It's a very selfish way of thinking. But I don't go, ew, I never would do that. It just goes into my brain immediately. I go, ugh. Again, he was an Olympian, and I'm still like, like
it's like guttural reaction.
Yeah, it's what's the thing where you're scared of circles, like tryptophobia or something like that?
Wow, no.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, never heard of that.
There's it's like a massive fear amongst a lot of people.
Okay.
The fear of tiny little holes. Fuck me, man. What is it? Fuck it.
Oh,
Because it reminds people
is what it is.
It reminds people of disease. That's what it is. And like rotten flesh and skin. Fear of tiny holes. It's like it came right up.
Because you've
Trypophobia. What's up, bitch?
Wow.
Yep. Refers to discuss the fear of a pattern of holes. And it's like, I'll show you like an example. I mean, it's gross. I'll show you an example I'm talking about. Watch. All the things I talk about, they're gonna pull me from this for showing gross stuff. Like that.
Well, what that?
That's like tryptophobia. Like this freaks people out.
Well, okay. I didn't know. I thought you meant that they just don't like, if you show the hey, here's a little circle, and they
no.
Like
people
that don't like that pattern. Yeah, it looks like someone that didn't know how to cook their waffle. I mean, their pancakes, right?
Josh has that, and I just freaked him out. Good, fuck you. If you get to call my mom a stripper, she is, but that's irrelevant. It's like that shit. But I get that because it reminds people like
you have a fear of tiny holes.
I don't, but Josh does. Yeah, but it reminds people like disease and shit like that. It makes me I look at it and go, not a fan, but I don't get like scared. I'm not like I don't like the size. Go, I'm good. Like I don't need that. What's your biggest fear?
I'm not a big fan. Honestly, it's some sort of demise of like a plane or a boat over water. Obviously, a plane crash over water is probably
It's like
I
the
do
fear of
not.
like the abyss, almost of like the nothingness, like the drift.
I think, the older you get and you have kids, you start to worry about some things. And I'm fine flying. Some heights I've had some issues with. But yeah, I think of like every time we go to Hawaii or one of the places, I'm like, I got to just somehow, do something without it because that is a fear. Yeah.
Mine's bees.
Bees.
Yeah.
Okay. So in which are you allergic to them at all?
I have a bit about this, and I don't want to do my bit, but like
Okay. Why not?
I'm not gonna do it. But the answer is no, I'm not. But I just say I am because it's easier to say that.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, but I would say that's easily, and not just any tiny insect that could fly and sting me. I just say bees, but I mean anything like wasp, hornet, it doesn't fucking matter. Not necessarily just a bee,
Mosquitoes?
no, because they
Okay.
can't hurt me.
Oh, well,
I mean, it's annoying. I don't
I
like
get it.
them,
Yeah.
but I won't be like, I've never been stung either, by the way. I make it
Oh,
a fucking effort to go.
yeah.
I will go my whole life, hopefully, without ever being stung by anything. Cause I'll freak the fuck out. I'll freak the fuck out. I doubt I'm allergic. 'Cause I'm not allergic, but I will mentally break down. I will cry. I will mentally break down and cry. If
Dan
these things.
Smots, take note.
I have a bit about it. I said it. When he saw me do the bit, he knows. He knows.
But yeah, saying you're allergic to it. My wife was just telling me last night. She's like, when I was young, my mom, being lazy, just said I was allergic to like seafood. And she goes, I'm not allergic to seafood. I think she just didn't want to buy
That's
nice.
hilarious to tell your kid you're just allergic to shit, so you don't have to
Right.
do it. That's incredibly funny.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm allergic to going to the mall. You can't go, you'll die. It's poison air in the mall for
Allergic
you.
to money.
Yeah. Another big one I have is not heights, but the fear of falling from that height, which I learned
Oh
is
yeah.
two different fears. Because like I'm not afraid of a plane, in the height of a plane, because I
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
a fear of falling out of a plane, right? But if you go high up in a ladder, there's that fear of like you could fall, and that's the fear. So it's a different thing.
Yeah. But I bet if you hung out the window of an airplane, you'd have that feeling, right? I mean, so
Yes,
being in a plane feels secure. I get
right.
it, but that's not necessarily a height. We
Well,
did this
okay.
thing. Yeah.
Like there's some people if you go on top of like the Empire State Building, not even on
Yeah.
top, like even just in one of the floors, but
Yeah.
look down,
Yeah.
they'll freak out. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine, but if you
Yeah.
put me on the top and make me go to the edge, I'll be like, all right.
Have you? I've done that.
No.
I'm more baller than you. More New York.
Yeah, it's the other
I
thing
was
too. Is
I was
I'm
with
a
a
New
girl that I
Yorker.
was
I don't
trying
have
to.
to go to the Empire State Building. But go ahead, tell your story. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was just with a girl that I was trying to get with. So
Did it
I broke
work?
her arm later.
I was gonna say, I was like, you just keep doing extreme things for chicks that never,
Right.
ever try to ever fuck you.
Yeah. She turned out to be psycho, so that worked out.
Oh man, we've been going over for like an hour and 10 minutes. Dude, Tyler, thanks for doing this. This was fun,
Yeah.
as fuck. Tell everybody where they could find you and again, podcast, social media, all that great stuff.
Yeah. So Tyler Janke, you can see it on the screen there. TYLERJANKE on Twitter. That's probably the best way to reach out to me. Follow me. You can find my show. I have a little link tree you can do there. So we try to do a show about once a week. That's all I really have. I'm going to be at the Reno National Convention. So if you're there, look me up. That'd be cool to meet a bunch of people. Check out our show. Try to do that once a month, that Kill Liberty thing. Once again, if you have a show, it didn't even have to have a show. You just, if you want to talk about something, come on, we're going to hone it better. I'm going to get my soundboard all up and working. So, Adam, I really appreciate, we're buddies in the group chat there, and it's been good getting to know you. You're a funny guy. So
Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah, Tyler, you're a great dude. Everybody go follow Tyler. He's a fucking man. His podcast is fun. He just breaks down the libertarian podcast, which is cool. Like the highlights, other like the highlights of each episode and so other shows. Yeah, and again, everybody follow me, Adam Nutter. Come see me do. I didn't plug my stand-up shit in the beginning. Come see me do some comedy. April 16th. At the Pop-In right outside of Philly at Chalfont, Pennsylvania, in Bucks County. Natalie Cuomo's headlining it. Ray Goots, Rachel Fogletto, Blaise Giacchis is hosting. Myself, Neil Wood on that show. Coming out 2 shows, 7 and 9:30. DriveTent.com/events for tickets for that. And also the big one I really want to plug is April 30th up in New Hampshire by Portsmouth and at the Shell. Headlining up there. It's going to be a fucking awesome show. It's a fucking libertarian town. So I know a lot of you guys are coming out. So if you guys are up and by the New Hampshire area, come the fuck on out. April 30th. Get your tickets. DriveTent.com/events. It's a Saturday night. I'm bringing Neil, Blaze, Jesse Pedraza, our producer from Cult of Us. You guys know if you listen to Cult of Us. It's going to be a fucking banger of a show. I promise. It's going to be a fucking great time. So coming out to that. And go listen to Cult of Us, youtube.com/Cult of Us, and then subscribe to me and all that other shit. Tyler, don't leave when we get off. And of course, and how do you guys get on? Caleb gets on now. Hey, we're getting off, Caleb. You missed it. We're done. We're too late. Go back and watch it. Guys, thank you for joining me. Tyler, thank you for joining me. Everybody,
Yes.
It's a pleasure as always. And next week, I'm on with Jeremy Kaufman. He's coming on. That's going to be a fun episode. Check that out. All right, everybody. Peace.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Find Adam on social media, Twitter and IG @Adam Nutter, or Facebook and TikTok @Adam Nutter Comedy. And for podcasts and merch, check out www.droptent.com. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
This has been a Drop Tent